So today in this part we are going to understand a truly beautiful mind about Albert Einstein. We will understand more, and this is part 2 of your class 9 Beehive English lesson number 4. Okay. So in previous part we have seen that Einstein's earlier education happened, or he went to school in Munich, where at the age of, or when he was 15 months old, his parents had shifted. And at the age of 15 years, he felt that he should not be in the school. He dropped out, or he left the school because he was not comfortable with the disciplinary actions which were taken in the school. So the previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left his son with relatives. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. So we have seen that when he was in Munich, he was studying there, he left, and his parents were there earlier, but later on they moved to Milan, leaving him with his relatives. And after a prolonged discussion, after thinking, after talking, making his parents understand, he continued. He came to Switzerland and he started to study again. Now, Switzerland, which was more liberal than Munich. Now, we can understand liberal. Liberal is a uh, word which we can say that people try to understand and respect other people's opinion. Okay? We have liberal, we understand other people's feeling और other उनका क्या मनोभाव है, क्या चीजें हैं, उसको समझने. और दूसरा उसके जस्ट अपोजिट, नहीं हमारी मर्जी चलेगी, आप कुछ भी कर लो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Then Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics. And after finishing school, he decided to study at a university in Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with the vulrous mustache. Now, Einstein was gifted in mathematics. He was very interested in math equations, problems. He used to solve within seconds. And his interest was in physics also. So after finishing his school, what he decided to study in a university. And we all know, we all have that a look, or uh, we all want to style some or copy style some. So this young man, this Albert Einstein, in this lesson we understand that he was a dashing man, dashing young man. जैसे अमिताभ बच्चन की फ्रेंच कट दाढ़ी है, सलमान खान का राधे मोहन वाला लुक है तेरे नाम पिक्चर का, बीच के बाल, बीच की मांग निकली हुई है. So same way, this Einstein was having a mustache, like walrus mustache. आपके सर की दाढ़ी बड़ी हुई है. Okay, so he was having that particular look. Quite good. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Melva Merrick, whom he found to be a clever creature. This young Serb had to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines. Those people in the family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The couple fell in love. Letters survive in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness. Wrote Einstein, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion." So, as this feeling of getting interested or getting attracted towards someone. It's very common, it's very general. So the same thing was with Einstein also, and he got attracted towards a fellow student with whom he was studying, was Milva Merrick. And he says that this is a very clever creature, बहुत होशियार व्यक्ति है, बहुत बुद्धिमान है. And this girl, this young person, Milva, was from Siberia. Serb is Indian, Bharatiya. We are from India, so Indian. So this person, Milva, was from Siberia. That's why Serb. And she came to Switzerland to this university because this was the university where women can get the degrees or they can continue with their studies. Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines. So, a friend or an associate in a group of people, which are always disapproving to talk about the thing you are interested in. So, those in his family, there were people those who were totally opposite to his likings or talkings with his university people. So he found this girl to be a friend or an associate who is interested in the same things as Einstein was interested. The couple fell in love. So when they got something same to same, they fell in love, and their letters survive. The time they have wrote letters, they still survive, and in some of the letters we get a affection kind of things. The letters, the things what they have written with science language. Science language means विज्ञान की भाषा में उन्होंने उन चिट्ठियों को, उन पत्रों को लिखा. And in this, one of the letters, as Albert Einstein wrote, he says that how happy and proud I shall be when we both brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion. कि कितना ही अच्छा होगा, कितना ही बढ़िया होगा जब हम दोनों एक साथ अपने इस रिलेटिविटी के काम को एक विक्टोरियस, एक चरम सीमा पे पहुंचाएंगे. ओके, गुड. In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. He worked as a teaching assistant, gave private lessons, and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. While he was supposed to be assessing other people's inventions, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. He was actually developing his own ideas in secret. He is said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So by 1900, when Albert Einstein was 21 years of age, he had completed his graduation, but he was unemployed. The same condition continues right now also after graduation, post graduation, having PhD. You would have seen that video of a lady from Indore. So when selling mangoes, and so fluently she is speaking in English with those officers, and she has done her PhD in physics, but no jobs for her. And the same way, earlier in 1900s also, now 220 is going 2020, sorry, 2020 is going on, and 1900 also the same situation, same condition. But within 2 years, that is in 1902, Einstein got job in a patent office. Now patent office is a place, is an office where this right of invention, a proper documentation used to happen. If someone invents something, so he gets his invention registered there that this person has invented. And if someone has already registered that invention, that work is not being assigned to that, or is not credited to that person but to the previous person. So to understand more, you can go and watch the movie named Tarzan the Wonder Car. There you can understand the patent. अजय देवगन की गाड़ी का जो मॉडल होता है उसको वो चार लोग मिलके अपने नाम से पेटेंट कराते हैं, वहां पे ज्यादा समझ में आ जाएगा, पिक्चर देख लेना याद से. So, but what Einstein or Albert was doing, he was working there, but he was developing his own ideas also. He did not left his work. And what work he was doing actually, what kind of development he was making? In the previous slide I have told, where in a letter he writes to Merrick that our work on relativity. So he was working on relativity theory, and he was developing his own ideas. And once he has said, मजाक मजाक में बोल दिया उसने कि जो उसका डेस्क ड्रॉर है, जिस टेबल पे बैठ के वो काम करता है उस ऑफिस में, उसका जो ड्रॉर है, वो ड्रॉर क्या है? दैट इज द ब्यूरो ऑफ थियोरेटिकल फिजिक्स. ओके, गुड. Hope you have understood. If you have any question or doubt, you can ask in comment section or message in the school app. God bless.